Hey everyone, Mongo here, and welcome back to Is It Really That Bad? A show where I take matches that were universally hated, despised, and just generally not liked to go back, rewatch with a fresh set of eyes and see if it's that bad, or maybe I can find the silver lining. And I figured we just had Backlash 2026, so why don't I go back all the way to 2018, 8 years ago, hard to believe, I know, and watch a match that's considered terrible. But not only that, watch a pay per view that is considered one of the worst WWE pay per views of all time, Backlash 2018. It's got a whopping 3.3 on Cage Match, and some of the reviews are just brutal on this pay per view. In 2022, someone wrote, "This was the pay per view that ended my WWE programming investment. Just pure bleeping garbage that is both uninteresting and insulting to the fans." Another person wrote, "If you ever watch a show, watch the opener and just stop. I mean it seriously. Just stop. It fell off a cliff. Terrible match after terrible match. Just a terrible pay-per-view." Another person wrote, "This was brutal to watch live. Rollins Miz was exciting and fun. Best opening matches, yada yada yada. Joe and Roman didn't stand a chance against that crowd." And that's what leads me to our topic today. Because I want to watch Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns from 2018, non-title match, main event of the show, to see if it's okay or is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? So without further ado, we're going to queue up Backlash 2018 Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. I don't remember this pay-per-view, and probably for good reason. But I wasn't actively watching as much. 2019 is kind of when I fizzled out. Crowd's hyped for Joe, though. Of course it is Samoa Joe. Joe, 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 Joe. I will say his WWE theme is beast. He's going to turn the big dog into a whimpering puppy. So a lot of the big hate on this match was because the pay-per-view was so bad, people just generally fucking walked out, and the crowd took over. I mean, Roman hasn't even come out and the Boo Birds are out, and this was during his forced push. This is very much why Hogan turned heel. This is why Sting became Crow Sting. Well, Sting wasn't getting boots. That's a terrible analogy, but this is why Hogan had to turn. He recognized the Boo Birds. Vince didn't want to turn Roman. I mean, 2015, like, he was getting booed out of the building. 2016, he was booed out of the building. This was probably peak. I mean, WrestleMania 34, I was in that crowd. They booed him out of the building. I mean, this is obviously a few weeks after that. He's just still being booed out of the building. And this is a non-title match because it's the main event and a non-title match. So you can have Seth Rollins. Yeah. Bad booking decisions. This is why people say they want Vince back. No. Logic went out the window. Oh, I forgot Jonathan Coachman was around in 2018. His, like, weird little comeback. I will say I am impressed because Roman Reigns has an entrance that's less than 2 minutes here, so it's pretty impressive. It's just, it's crazy. Not one person's cheering him. Like, this shows like how much times have changed, And how much a heel turn, a simple heel turn, because that's all everyone wanted. Everyone was sick of mega super face baby Roman. And that heel turn, 180 on his career. The parallels to Hogan are wild. That's what happens when you have your super baby face shoved down someone's throat for so long. It doesn't work. Starts off a typical Samoa Joe beating the shit out of him. Getting a good start. I like it. Crowd just boos the second he touches Samoa Joe. This was definitely in the fan hijacking area, which, I know people hated these kind of fans, but these are the fans that were NXT Black and Gold fans. These are the fans that really love wrestling, and they were very vocal. So, when you have Nick Khan out there talking about the vocal minority, this is the vocal minority. These are the ones that stopped going to the shows. And maybe they've come back. I know I was in these kind of crowds. Haven't even rung the bell yet, but I mean, it makes sense. You gotta attack Roman, weaken him. So far, it's not terrible. So just brutalizing him, it's good. And I feel like it's a smart strategy. The crowd not behind Roman. It's gonna be hard to get heat on Joe, so make it entertaining. The guy with a bow tie up front. Interesting. Looks like Bill Nye the Science Guy up there. Of course, Smiley, green guy, Smiley shirt, green guy can never say it, whatever. He's there. But see, On Location didn't exist then. He was getting seats way back then. So, dude's got money and some hookups to get that same seat every time. Guy with an Irish clown wig or an Irish wig. Finally gonna start the bell. 3 minutes of shenanigans. But I like it. This match itself got a 3 on a cage match too. So I mean, the highest rated match was Miz versus Seth Rollins, which is saying something, and that was a fucking 8.2. It's bad when the Miz and Seth Rollins giving you your best match on the card. I love Seth Rollins, but very standard WWE pacing, nothing wrong with it. Samoa Joe working him, ring psychology, slow builds, brutalizing him, working the arms, wearing him down. Like, here comes the crowd chant. A little bit of "Let's Go Roman" chants, and Roman sucks, overpowering it. Turn up so we can hear the crowd. A lot of the comments talked about the crowd takeover, so I want to hear it. Yeah, I definitely don't think I watched this live. I might have seen highlights, but I don't remember any of those matches on this card or this match. I love Samoa Joe too, so you think I would have seen this. So probably just clips. But again, I was so checked out that I went to WrestleMania 34 and I was so disappointed. I'm 90% sure I took a break. Especially after Shinsuke and Nakamura's match, which they had a rematch according to the card, and it's disappointing. So back-to-back matches. Ugh. Cheap plug. That's also on YouTube. I did that one as well. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke. If I reviewed it, see if it was that bad. I won't tell you. Spoiler. good to go watch. Make sure you like and subscribe as well, please. Appreciate all the support.
I would love to ask WWE stats and info if that's the quickest through a table we've ever had in WWE history.
What a random Jonathan Coachman ESPN garbage statistics here going. Let's find out if that's the quickest someone's ever been put through a table ever in WWE. What a random ass statistic. It's like when people do the Peyton Manning ones back in the day when they were trying to give him all the different records and they were trying to recognize it. They'd be like, well, Peyton Manning's the first quarterback to wear a home jersey and score this many touchdowns in this stadium. You get the point. But like, it would be something ridiculous like, he's the only player that shows up 3 times, or he's the only player in this stadium that has thrown for 3 times as many other quarterbacks. CM Punk chance going. He wasn't, I will say, I'm not a big fan of CM Punk. Used to be. I was definitely someone who was chanting for him to come back, but that was more like, we're going to do anything else but watch what's going on. But that man had people cheering and chanting his name for fucking 5 years after he left. So you got to give him credit. 5 years people filled the arena with his chants. They used to have to shut him down all the time. Now Roman's finally getting some offense in and this crowd's letting him hear it. You can actually see people when they zoom out. You can see people leaving. Like you see people grabbing their stuff and walking up the steps. People aren't even staying for the main event. Like, it's wild to see people. Like, it's not just 1 or 2, but like, I just saw like 6, 7, 8 people with signs with everything walking up the steps. Like, people are legit leaving during a main event. Like, that tells you how ass this pay-per-view was. But this is the kind of booking that led for a need for AEW and led for a need for TNA to get better and New Japan. It shows a need that Vince got fat, dumb, and happy. It was, I'll give you what you want. Who cares if you don't like it? Too bad. TKO has the same mentality. It's just wild to see. You know, everyone's like, oh, I've been a lifelong Roman fan. Where were you with this? Because Boo Birds are heavy during this match. If you watched a Roman match in person 2015 to like 2019, you saw it. You heard it. Rock had to come out with him at the Royal Rumble to try to, and the Rock got booed. They've slowed it down a little bit, so pacing's a little shitty. Like, I get it. It's like psychology and everything, but they're trying to make it like a all-out fight, but man. It's like, will taking a bump hurt you? Huh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Joe Tope Suicida.
Zero hesitation from the big man. Clear the runways at Newark Liberty. That was like a jumbo jet flying out of the ring and crushing Roman Reigns.
That was pretty cool. I might have the one thing I like so far in this match. Samoa Joe through the middle rope. And just no fucks. That was full on. However much Samoa Joe weighs, just launching himself. I love it. And he didn't do that. Like, he did that with speed too. Samoa Joe's a legend for a reason. Roman too. I'm not going to take his flowers. Roman is Hall of Famer. He reinvented himself, became the biggest thing in wrestling. I'm never going to take the away from Roman Reigns. Ever. Be ignorant. Like, that's why it's shocking. That's like, this is a match between 2 Hall of Famers. Not terrible so far. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's just it's slower, but it's methodical. I like it. Joe's still working that arm. I love his psychology. He knows he's got the Superman punch, so he knows he's got to wear that arm down. He knows he's got to tire out the big dog.
Joe waited, so long to become a WWE superstar that the way that
Wow. A little shot at Samoa Joe there by
that man that said, you know what,
fucking
I'm not
Jonathan
wasting
Coachman.
any
I think he
opportunity.
waited
The
too
next
long to
opportunity
be a
is ready to win.
superstar.
I step in the ring with.
He's traveling the world and going everywhere else, and maybe you didn't give him a chance at the right time, coach. Maybe your company didn't give him a chance.
Leaning on Roman Reigns now.
The shade they would throw at them, especially when Vince was producing the headsets, the shade they would throw to anyone who didn't make their name in WWE. This is 80,000 people, Sting. This is what it's like. Oh, he joined WWE too late. They used to say the same shit for AJ Styles, too. The petty little bullshit. Almost dismissive of what they did outside. Like, fuck a Ring of Honor. Fuck TNA.
Samoa Joe knows he's in the driver's seat right now. Look at his face. He's enjoying every single second, every minute of it. Forearm and his elbow.
The crowd is just not into it, though.
Big Dog's neck. Roman isn't going anywhere.
This is bleach blonde Corey Graves days, too.
Right now. Corey, what does Roman do? I don't have an answer for you. The one thing I don't think he's going to do is tap or give up or quit. That's not in his DNA. Yeah, historically speaking, I agree with you, Coach. I don't think it's in Roman Reigns' vocabulary to say I quit. But that said,
I think another reason, too, you kind of deliver this far in the main event, and, like, the whole match so far, like,
big dog down.
it's consistent. It's the Samoa Joe spot, really, some brawling, but a lot of rest holds and a lot of, like, submissions and mat work. So it's very slow paced, not very well structured of a match. I mean, it's decent, but it's not very well structured. Like, they're not ramping up the intensity, which is usually what the whole point of doing the rest holds and working in the parts is. Eventually you start kind of ramping it up and to put it away. Like you have the crescendo.
Great right.
Trying, but oh, there we go. Started to pick it up a little bit, but
And went down for the first time. Yeah, but he went out of the ring. Smart. That's
oh,
better.
Roman's gonna try one. Is he gonna try Tope?
Playing his game.
No, he's just gonna roll out.
What does he do now? Look at the way Roman's moving right now. He's just ginger everything, and Roman's body's got to be racked with pain. Take a look at this boot. First
Good big boot. Oh, caught him on the nose.
right off the nose of Samoa Joe. And now Roman Reigns has Joe in
Drive by.
position, and you can feel the momentum beginning to shift perhaps a little bit. I think the way you counteract Samoa Joe and his physicality is you bring even more physicality back to
And
him.
the funny thing about Roman, he still wrestles pretty much the same way. He hasn't really elevated his style completely.
He has something to prove here.
His character work is next level, but he really still wrestles kind of the same methodical, brutal way. He'll with the drive by, the brawling style. He fucking loves that barricade spot outside where they go through the barricade.
Two options he had. That bothers
The
him.
lariats.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar still walking around.
That's the other thing.
Championship.
I feel like he had the John Cena comparison because he had like the 5-6 moves of doom.
That's out of the ordinary.
And I think that's a WWE problem is they get these big baby faces and they overproduce their matches and make their matches almost the same with repetition.
That primal
Cody Rhodes can suffer from that too sometimes. His matches almost seem the same sometimes.
atomic drop. Oh, it's Joe.
I think the producers are just so used to the format. I'm not trying to take a knock on them, but you can definitely tell.
Joe to put the big dog away. Middle of the ring. Reigns with the shoulder up at 2. Can you imagine?
I think that's the part of the WWE style that drove me away a little bit was the overproducing of the matches. Sometimes you'd have these kind of slow, methodical matches that didn't really build up to much, or it did, and then it's like a hot and cold. This was, again, not terrible. This was not a good example of my gripe. WrestleMania 42 this year, night one especially, perfect example of slow, slow, slow. Oh, here comes the crescendo, and it's done. The crowd is literally chanting, "Beat the traffic."
Another Uranagi. Yeah, the first one he put Reigns to an announce table with. Roman, though, able to fight back.
The crowd is chanting, "Beat the traffic."
Midsection. Roman able to counter again. No question.
Oh my God, it's getting louder.
Samoa Joe. Boot stops Reigns in his tracks. Roman Reigns. Planting. Samoa Joe. Cover for the win. Hooks the leg. Joe powers out.
Wow. This crowd gives no fucks. More people have left. They chanted, beat the traffic." Like, booing the shit out of him. Anytime he gets offense on Joe, they boo him.
On Roman Reigns, and now you can see the face of Samoa Joe. You can under his, I believe it's his left eye. There's a mouse beginning to grow about the size of a golf ball. I was just going to mention, Corey, I mean, I don't even know how Roman Reigns is still in this fight after the way it began. Both these guys going to know they were in a fight tomorrow morning. You would think there would have to be somewhere down deep.
Boo birds are going. Joe's getting up.
I don't know if Samoa Joe respects anybody not named Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns went for the Superman punch.
Oh, Superman punch counter, coquina clutch.
We've seen Samoa Joe take
And countered.
first across the top rope. What a desperate move, but a great move by the big dog. Yeah, it worked, didn't it? And Roman's still limping. Looks like maybe his right knee. His whole body's beat up.
Another drive-by. Into the coquina clutch. That was cool.
What a move by Joe. He picked Reigns out of midair, but Reigns able to counter.
Roll up.
Shoulders are now down. Kick out at 2 near fall.
Superman punch, yay. Obviously a 2.
Inside leg hook. Kick out again. Well, I think he's so exhausted he can't get a really good hard cover on Samoa Joe.
I mean, so far,
What Samoa Joe did, picking Roman Reigns
it's not as, I don't think it's as terrible as I thought it was going to be going into it reading the cage match reviews.
with this, though. Roman able to answer with a Superman punch.
But I'm sure the rest of the card, based on that, I think this is just the icing on the shit cupcake, you know?
Samoa Joe looking weary for the first time in a while. Reigns.
the boost for Roman, then the second Joe hits it in the cheers.
Still up. That's it. He hit the inside leg, which allowed Joe to get
Spear, but Joe got the rope break.
the break. Veteran ring awareness by Samoa Joe, realizing where he's at inside the ring at all times. And very unlucky on the part of Roman Reigns. This one could come down to who can make it to their feet first. That might
Yeah,
be the
this
last
crowd
gap
does not
here that Roman connected.
care about anything Roman does. Does not care. Like, Joe could be going complete heel and beating him down with a chair right now. They'd be cheering him.
And again, the veteran Samoa Joe able to
This crowd is just so dead and gone. It's like you can see so many empty rows where people have just left throughout the night. That was one of the other cage match reviews. People filed out even after the Miz's match, so
in your body. Can you push through? Can you
chain delete.
through a momentum? And it looks like Samoa Joe indeed is the first one back to his feet. This is wildly Reigns.
Oh, he kicked him in the head from the spear. Coquina clutch.
Coquina clutch.
Oh, that's a tap. That's a tap. Didn't catch that.
His hold. They're in the center of the ring. Joe wrapping the legs. Oh, wait a minute. Roman though. Roman
Rolled them up.
Joe's shoulders are down. And Joe had to break. He had to. A great counter by Roman. Nobody home.
A lot of roll-ups.
Look at this. Shoulders down again.
Another Coquina clutch.
And Joe went to rip the leg.
Oh, got his legs wrapped around it.
Legs around the midsection of Reigns.
He keeps doing this to adjust his arm. It's like he's tapping while he's doing it. I'm glad he learned.
There's nowhere to breathe. What does Roman do here?
Camera had to change to one time he did it.
Somehow reverse this to get the ropes. Joe using his legs to pin Roman's left arm down. Control the pressure. Roman's fading. Roman Reigns is fading here.
Crowd is so happy that he might be out.
Roman's out. Referee's gonna stop this. Roman's eyes rolling back in his head. The referee's gonna stop this. Samoa Joe is gonna win. Yeah, but Roman Reigns now show it to life. Reigns show it to life. Back to the
And the Boo Birds come out.
last-ditch effort, boys. I don't know about that. I think the ref might have been able to call that one a few seconds earlier. Roman's
In kayfabe, Corey's right though. Like,
arms were limp.
the refs make decisions sometimes, and it's like, oh, that person's clearly passed out. In kayfabe, Roman's eyes were rolling back in his head. So some good storytelling there.
Was somehow able
You got Corey kind of pointing out the official not doing his job correctly.
but don't change the
Because
game.
again, in kayfabe, you have referees are supposed to be the ultimate rule enforcers. That's why they're in the ring. They know all the rules, even the ones the fans don't know about. And the commentator is supposed to pass that on to you.
Listen to Roman. Listen. Exhausted. gasping for air. Joe in the driver's seat.
All right, Samoa, what we got going on? Going in the corner here.
I mean, it doesn't look like Roman has anything left.
Couldn't really understand what they were chanting, but it was definitely something at Roman.
Joe possibly thinking about a muscle buster.
Here we go, Muscle Buster. Nope, countered. Dive off the top at Roman. Spear. Yay. He had a couple people cheer. He wins.
I don't know where that came from, where the energy came from, but it was something Roman Reigns had to figure out. Boys, he figured
Interesting.
it out at the exact right moment.
All right, well, that was Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe, Backlash 2018. Honestly, match was like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. That was not that bad of a match. So I normally have been doing these and saying, okay, it really was that bad. Or wasn't that really wasn't that bad. It really was a halfway decent match. It just fell victim to a really crappy card and a crowd at the time that was so checked out on superhero Roman that they just didn't give two shits what he did in the match. Whether Samoa Joe had all the heat on him and pulverizing the babyface, that he was getting cheered. Roman Reigns, with all his comebacks and trying to survive Samoa Joe, doesn't get any type of cheer except at the end. You know, the fans who like him, and I'm not gonna say anything negative to him, but they got drowned out by the smart marks, and those are the ones who were unhappy. I think it was just more of a byproduct of the booking at the time and the current situation of 2018 and Roman's over push and the crowd that heard it. I think overall, a 3 is very harsh. That's why I would say a 6 out of 10. My final grade. I don't think it was that bad. I think that maybe sometimes we should do these rewatches for that reason, because again, that's why I started this series, to watch some of these universally hated matches to see if it's that bad, and that one wasn't. Well, I hope everyone has a great night. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. However else you want to do, it helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it. Have a great day, and remember, always keep the kayfabe.